The Galactic Council chamber fell into an uncomfortable silence as Ambassador Addison Chen stepped up to the crystalline podium. She carried a small, peculiar container under her arm, something that made several council members shift nervously in their seats. The incident that had brought her here was unprecedented in the history of interstellar diplomacy. It had started 3 weeks ago aboard the human research vessel Endeavour, where Dr. Benjamin Hayes worked as the chief xenobiologist. The ship had been conducting routine surveys near the Andromeda border when they received an urgent distress call from a Vraxian cargo freighter. Without hesitation, Benjamin and his team had responded, offering humanitarian aid to the stranded aliens. What happened next would become legend across a dozen star systems. The Vraxian captain, a towering creature named Zolther with iridescent scales and for manipulator arms, had boarded the Endeavour with his crew to discuss rescue operations. Everything had proceeded normally until Zolther entered Benjamin's personal quarters to review some medical scans. There, curled upon a thermal blanket, was something that made the alien captain's blood run cold. A predator. A genuine, unmistakable apex predator. Security. Zolther had bellowed, his translator crackling with panic. The human is harboring a dangerous carnivore. Benjamin had looked up from his data pad, confused, then followed Zolther's trembling claw. His face broke into an amused smile. "Oh, that's just Mr. Whiskers," he said casually, approaching the creature without any defensive equipment or weapons. The predator in question was a medium-sized orange tabby cat, currently engaged in the highly threatening activity of licking its own paw. Zolther had backed against the wall. "That creature has forward-facing eyes, retractable claws. Look at those teeth, those are designed for tearing flesh." Benjamin had actually laughed, reaching down to scratch Mr. Whiskers behind the ears. The cat had responded with a rumbling purr that, to Zolther's horror, sounded remarkably like the growl of a much larger predator. "He's a pet," Benjamin explained. "Humans have kept cats for thousands of years. They're companions." Companions? Zolther's scales had flushed a pale purple, the Vraxian equivalent of going white with shock. "You keep evolved killing machines as companions?" The incident had escalated from there. Zolther had filed an official complaint with the Galactic Council, citing humans as a dangerously unstable species that casually cohabitated with natural-born predators. The complaint had gained traction when other species began sharing their own disturbing encounters with human pets. Now, Addison stood before the council, tasked with explaining Earth's bizarre relationship with domesticated animals. "Honorable members," she began, her voice calm and professional, "I understand that the concept of pet keeping may seem unusual to many of you. However, I assure you that this practice is not only safe, but has been fundamental to human development." A Krell representative, resembling an intelligent jellyfish floating in a containment suit, pulsed nervously. "Ambassador Chen, we have reports that humans also keep creatures called dogs, pack hunters with powerful jaws that can crush bone. Is this accurate?" "Yes," Addison confirmed. "Dogs are actually descended from wolves, one of Earth's most successful predators." The chamber erupted in alarmed chittering, clicking, and various alien expressions of distress. A small, rabbit-like delegate from Fluffa Prime stood on her chair. "Let me understand this correctly. Humans deliberately brought wolves into their homes and bred them into pets over thousands of years." "Yes," Addison replied. "The relationship was mutually beneficial. The wolves received food and shelter. Humans received protection, companionship, and help with hunting." "Help with hunting?" The Fluffin's ears flattened against her head. "You hunted together with apex predators?" "Well, yes. That's actually how the relationship began." Meanwhile, back on the Endeavour, Benjamin was dealing with his own crisis. Mr. Whiskers had somehow escaped from quarantine and was now prowling the ship's corridors. The alien crew members who had remained aboard to assist with repairs were in complete disarray. "Code red, code red," squeaked a maintenance technician from the peaceful Chiroptera system. "The human's predator is loose. It's hunting us." Benjamin arrived to find Mr. Whiskers sitting in the middle of the corridor, calmly grooming himself while a dozen aliens watched from behind sealed doorways. "He's not hunting you," Benjamin sighed. "He probably just wants attention." as if to prove the point. Mr. Whiskers spotted Benjamin and trotted over, tail held high, and began weaving between his legs while purring loudly. A brave Vraxian engineer peered out from behind a bulkhead. Why? Why is it making that noise? Is it a threat display? It means he's happy, Benjamin explained. Picking up the cat, Mr. Whiskers immediately draped himself over Benjamin's shoulder like a fuzzy scarf. Golden eyes half closed in contentment. You're touching it, the engineer whispered in horror. With your bare hands. You're just touching a predator. He's very soft, Benjamin offered, holding the cat out slightly. Want to pet him? The engineer fainted. Back at the council, Addison had brought out her secret weapon, a holographic presentation. Images of cats throughout human history filled the chamber. Ancient Egyptian cat gods, medieval barn cats, modern house cats sleeping in sunbeams. As you can see, Addison continued, cats serve multiple purposes in human society. They control pest populations, provide emotional support, and yes, offer companionship. In ancient times, they protected our grain stores from rodents. Today, they're beloved family members, but they're predators. The Krell representative pulsed an agitated pink. How do you sleep knowing a killing machine is in your dwelling? Usually the cat sleeps on the bed with us, Addison replied matter-of-factly. The chamber fell silent again, this time in sheer disbelief. A wise old delegate from the Cognition Collective finally spoke, its mechanical voice thoughtful. Perhaps we are approaching this from the wrong perspective. Humans are also predators, are they not? Forward-facing eyes, persistence hunting, omnivorous dietol predator traits. Maybe this isn't about humans being reckless. Maybe this is about predators recognizing kindred spirits. Addison considered this. That's actually not far from the truth. There's a theory that humans and cats formed a bond precisely because we understood each other. Mutual respect between hunters, mutual respect. The Fluffin delegate looked faint. You respect creatures that see you as potential prey. Cats don't see us as prey, Addison corrected. They see us as large, clumsy cats who are surprisingly good at opening food containers. She pulled out her own holographic device and played a video. It showed Benjamin at home on Earth, in his modest apartment. Mr. Whiskers was sitting on his laptop keyboard, preventing him from working, while Benjamin laughed and gently moved the cat to his lap instead. The cat immediately began kneading. Benjamin's leg with his paws claws extended and retracted rhythmically. Those claws could shred him. Someone whispered, but they don't, Addison said softly, because that's not what this relationship is about. Cats chose to live with us. We chose to welcome them. And somehow, despite being predators both, we learned to trust each other. The video continued, showing Mr. Whiskers bringing Benjamin a toy mouse. Then the two of them playing the cat pouncing and hunting while Benjamin encouraged the behavior. To the alien observers, it looked like a predator practicing killing techniques while a human cheerfully assisted. This is insane, the Krell representative murmured. But there was a hint of fascination in its tone. Maybe, Addison agreed. But it's also beautiful. Humans don't see cats as threats. We see them as friends, as family. Yes, they're predators. Yes, they could hurt us if they wanted to, but they don't want to. And that trust, that bond between two species that had no evolutionary reason to cooperate. That's something special. Benjamin's voice crackled through Addison's communicator. Ambassador, you might want to mention that Mr. Whiskers has officially been declared the ship's mascot. By the crew. Even Zolther is warming up to him. Addison couldn't suppress her smile. Is that so? Yeah, turns out Vraxians find purring very soothing. Zolther's been using Mr. Whiskers as a stress relief mechanism. He calls it vibration therapy. The council members who could hear the transmission looked bewildered. Addison addressed them one final time. Honorable delegates, I understand this is strange to you, but humans have lived alongside cats, dogs, birds, fish, reptiles, and countless other species for millennia. These relationships have made us better, more empathetic, more responsible, more connected to the natural world. We don't keep predators as pets despite them being dangerous. We keep them because we see beyond the danger to the individual beings they are. She paused, then added with a slight grin, also, they're really cute. The vote was close. But ultimately, the Galactic Council decided that humanity's pet-keeping practices, while alarming, did not constitute a threat to galactic security. The official statement read, "Humans are weird, but harmless." 3 months later, Benjamin received a coded transmission. It was from Zolther, and attached was a single image, the Vraxian captain holding a small, furry creature native to his home world. The message read, "You were right, human. Sometimes predators just need someone to understand them. His name is Captain Scales. He purrs too." Benjamin showed T.